He walks into the Las Vegas courtroom like he's entering a high school cafeteria. 17-year-old Jesus Ayala is smiling, laughing with his co-defendant Jzamir Keys. They're making obscene gestures at the victim's family. One of them flips off the gallery. They think this is a joke, a game, something they can laugh their way through. Then, District Court Judge Egan Walker starts reading the sentence.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, as to Mr. Keys, you are hereby adjudged guilty of the crime as to count one, murder in second degree with use of a deadly weapon and battery with use of a deadly weapon. As to count one, both parties stipulate to a prison term of 18 years to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections, which would be 10 to life for the second degree murder and then 8 to life for the deadly weapon enhancement. As to count two, both parties stipulate to a prison term of
65 years to life. The smile vanishes. The laughter dies. Jesus Ayala's face transforms from cocky teenager to terrified child in seconds, because he just realized that deliberately running over a 64-year-old retired police chief at high speed while filming it for entertainment has consequences that will destroy the rest of his life. This is the moment two teenagers learn that murder isn't funny. August 14th, 2023, Las Vegas, Nevada. Early morning, around 6 a.m. Jesus Ayala, 17 years old, is behind the wheel of a stolen 2016 Hyundai Elantra. His friend, 16-year-old Jzamir Keys, is riding passenger. They've been driving around Las Vegas for hours, doing what they call car surfing. But this isn't innocent teenage fun. This is a crime spree, a hunt for victims. Throughout the early morning, Ayala and Keys deliberately target cyclists and pedestrians. They're filming everything. Keys holds up his phone, recording as Ayala accelerates toward unsuspecting people. They're laughing, treating attempted murder like it's a video game. They post some of these videos to social media, because in their twisted minds, this isn't just fun, it's content, entertainment. Around 6 a.m., they're driving near Tenaya Way in northwest Las Vegas. That's when they spot him. Andreas Probst, 64 years old, retired police chief, beloved husband, father, and grandfather. Andy spent 35 years in law enforcement with the Bell Police Department in California, working his way up to chief. After retiring, he moved to Las Vegas to enjoy cycling and staying active. On this morning, Andy is out for his regular bike ride, helmet securely fastened, riding in the bike lane exactly as he should, following every rule. He has no idea two teenagers in a stolen car are about to murder him for fun. Keys sees Andy and points.
Go.
Ready? Someone in the car says on video. The Hyundai accelerates. Ayala aims directly at Andy.
Ready? Yeah.
Ayala adjusts and slams into Andy at full speed. The impact is catastrophic. Andy's body launches off his bike, tumbling through the air before crashing onto the pavement. His bike is destroyed. His helmet cracks. Inside the Hyundai, Keys is still filming. The video captures the sound of metal crunching and flesh impacting steel. And it captures their reaction. Propst lies motionless on the pavement, his body broken. Ayala doesn't stop, doesn't slow down, doesn't call for help. He accelerates away. Keys still filming. Both teenagers hyped on adrenaline, and emergency responders arrive within minutes. Andy is rushed to University Medical Center. Doctors do everything they can, but the injuries are too severe. Blunt force trauma to the head, chest, and abdomen. Andreas Probst is pronounced dead at the hospital. His wife, Crystal, gets the call every spouse dreads. Your husband was hit by a car. He didn't make it. Ayala and Keys, it's just another video to share. Keys posts the video to social media within days. He wants people to see what they did. He wants credit. That decision becomes the most damaging piece of evidence against them. Detectives find evidence of at least 3 other hit-and-run incidents in the hours before Andy's murder. Andy was simply the victim they succeeded in killing. On August 15, 2023, one day after the murder, police arrest Jesus Ayala and Jzamir Keys. Both are charged with murder, attempted murder, grand larceny, and multiple other felonies. Given the severity, both are charged as adults despite their ages. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson makes a public statement.
Somebody should remain in custody is based upon whether they're a flight risk or danger to the community. Okay? I believe they're potentially both. They have certainly proved that they are dangerous. Well, under law in Nevada and most any other place, if you aid and abet, encourage, facilitate, or help in any way another person to commit a crime, you're equally guilty.
November 2024, sentencing day. The Propst family takes their seats, surrounded by retired officers who served with Andy. Then, Jesus Ayala and Jzamir Keys are brought in. And what happens next shocks everyone. Jesus Ayala and Jzamir Keys are escorted in wearing shackles, and they're smiling. Not nervous smiles, genuine, cocky, arrogant smiles. Ayala looks around the courtroom like he's surveying a crowd. Keys grins at his co-defendant. They exchange looks, inside jokes. We're here for the sentencing of Jesus Ayala and Jzamir Keys, both of whom have pleaded guilty to murder, attempted murder, and related charges. Next, victim impact statements. Crystal Propst takes the stand.
Your Honor, I remind you, they didn't just kill Andy. They filmed his murder and released it to the world, forcing his final terrifying moments into the eyes of strangers. That image haunts me every single day. It replays in my mind, without mercy, a wound that never closes, a permanent scar that is burned into my memory. It is a brutal reminder of the cruelty they chose. Intentional, deliberate, carried out with the coldness and pleasure that no human being should possess. That video lives out there now, publicly displayed, a horrifying testament to not only what they did to him, but the joy they took while doing it. And again, I remind you, we have generations who are going to have to see that video, whether they want to or not. Nothing can restore the sense of safety and peace that was ripped from us. But I ask this court to...
Mr. Ayala, in a moment, I'll have the opportunity for Mr. Westbrook to hear from him on your behalf. Is there anything that you would like to say, sir?
No, mine.
Their defense attorneys try to mitigate the damage.
I'll be brief as
They
well.
mention
We
their
are going to
ages,
ask the court all the
difficult
negotiations.
childhoods, social media
But before
influence.
I do, I want to talk
But
a
the
little bit
video
about
proves
how Mr.
they
Ayala
knew what they
feels.
were doing.
What happened on that day was reckless and it was stupid. They never intended to kill Chief Probst or anybody else, but what they were doing was inherently dangerous. It was the kind of thing that can result in somebody's death. And they did it. And Chief Probst was killed. Other people were hurt that day. And at the time, they didn't understand the gravity of what they were doing, and they didn't understand what could result, even though it seems obvious to anybody. Speaking only for Mr. Ayala, my client, I can tell you that he's expressed remorse, but he's done so in more than words. What's going to happen today is, if the court's inclined to follow negotiation, is that Mr. Ayala is going to go to prison for 20 years to life, which means every single day of 20 years. And he accepted that sentence. It is one thing to say you're sorry. It's one thing to say that you have remorse. It's quite another to show that remorse by your actions. He did not want to put these victims through a trial. He's not afraid of a trial. I mean, growing up where he grew up, with the challenges that he grew up with, he's not afraid of a trial. But he didn't want to put them through it. He didn't want to put himself through it. He wanted this to be over, and the reason is because he is truly remorseful. He didn't mean to kill Chief Probst. He certainly didn't know who Chief Probst was that day. He was just one of two people who was out in a boosted car, joyriding and causing havoc. And this is what resulted. But the action he's taken in taking this negotiation, and I'm not going to call it a deal, that's shorthand that we often use. A deal indicates that you've gotten something that's good or beneficial. 20 years to life is the maximum sentence he could do. And so when I say he's showing remorse, he's taken a maximum sentence instead of going to trial. And whether you like Mr. Ayala or hate him, whether you understand him or demonize him, you have to recognize that he took the highest possible sentence for a juvenile who commits a second-degree murder in this state as an expression of remorse. I don't ask anyone to understand him or to like him or to appreciate him, but I think that you have to respect what he's doing here today, just a little bit.
Judge Walker reviews the evidence one more time. Then he looks at them. Before I impose sentence, do either of you have anything to say? Ayala's attorney whispers urgently, probably telling him to apologize. Ayala looks at the judge. Nah, I'm good. Keys shakes his head, nothing to say. Judge Walker's expression hardens. This is it. Judge Walker has seen their behavior. He's heard the victim impact statements. He's watched them laugh about murdering Andy. Now he's about to hand down sentences that will define the rest of their lives. And based on what he's witnessed, mercy is not on the table.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada as to Mr. Keys, you are hereby adjudged guilty of the crime as to count one, murder in second degree with use of a deadly weapon and battery with use of deadly weapon. As to count one, both parties stipulate to a prison term of 18 years to life in the Nevada Department of Corrections, which would be 10 to life for the second-degree murder and then 8 to life for the deadly weapon enhancement. As to count two, both parties stipulate to a prison term of 4 to 10 years to run concurrently. That would be a term of 18 years to life. In regards to the restitution, the total amount is $10,777.97 for the medical and funeral expenses.
This is Courtroom Verdict, where we break down the cases that shock the conscience and demand